بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. One quality that we need to adopt is husnul dhan billah. Husnul dhan billah. We have good thoughts regarding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now husnul dhan billah is also very similar to ghurur. What's the difference? Husnul dhan billah is you do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded you to do, knowing that even though we are trying to fulfill Allah's commands, it's not the way it should be carried out. What came yesterday in the book? يُؤْتُونَ مَا آتَوْا وَقُلُوبُهُمْ وَجِلَةٌ. So Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala asked the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that people are giving zakat, and the Quran says they're giving zakat and they're fearful. So Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala asked the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, meaning these are people who commit zina and drink alcohol and theft, and when they give zakat they're scared that it's not accepted. The Prophet said, no. It's regarding those people who are believers, they do good deeds, but even when they give zakat, they're also worried that it's not the way it's supposed to be. They are fearful it's not going to be accepted. So we have that inside of us. That's natural. These statements that I met so many Sahaba and Tabi'un, and every one of them fear nifaq with themselves, that maybe inside of me there's some shortcoming that I'm not aware of. That's how it's supposed to be. Yes? In what happens, Ibadur Rahman, they spend the whole night in Yabitun Rabbim Sujadan wa Qiyamah. They spend the night performing sajda. They spend the night standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the morning, what do they say? Rabbana asrif anna adhaba jahannam. You don't ask for Jannah. What do they say? Just say for Jahannam. That humility is inside of us. This is what we have. So we do our a'mal. So back to the beginning point, that husnul dhan billah and raja, hope. It means that we do our actions that Allah has commanded us to do, and we have this hope that even though it's not the way it's supposed to be done, we tried our best. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Kareem, He's Ghafoor, He's Rahim, He will accept our deeds. This is raja. And ghurur is, you don't do what you're supposed to do, and you think, oh, Allah will forgive, Allah is Ghafoor, Allah is Rahim. Allah may have that mercy upon you, but that's called, this is deluding you now. You're doing sins, major sins, openly, reckless regarding the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then you think, oh, it's alright, Allah will forgive. This is called ghurur. Shaitan has now deceived you. Do you understand? So you have to husnul dhan billah. Yes? And those, what comes in the Quran, we have to believe in the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What's Allah say? What the Prophet say? Man qama ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban. So everyone's ihtisab. What does that mean? You're doing it and you have to have hope, I will be rewarded. The Prophet is saying you have to have hope, I'm going to be rewarded. Allah will reward me for this. And Allah is qat'i in the Quran. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Then there's many different variations. فَلَهُمْ جَنَّاتُ الْمَأْوَى. So if you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you do good deeds, it's 100% Jannah. But what's the only thing? الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. There's that fear that, it's possible that, something happens, shaitan misleads me and my iman doesn't remain. And we're going to the a'mal are there, but there's possibility, there's some, but be sure that it's not the 100%, and if Allah tells us to task them, we're in trouble. So those are the two worries that we have. That's a khawf. That little thing that, it could happen, but we should have raja ghalib, and have husnul dhan billah. Yes? So I wasn't going to talk about this anymore, but because it links up to today as well. So when my mom passed away, people say, Allah forgive them. Allah forgive your mom. So I used to say, okay, yeah. But my mind was thinking, she's forgiven anyways. Why would Allah take somebody from Barbados to Medina Munawwara, do Umrah, and not forgive them? Yes, and then one of my elders wrote, that mera dil ye kehta hai kaise logon ki maghfirat ho hi jati hai. And even today as well, as like my teacher, Mawlana Salim Sahab, hafidhahullah wa ra'ahu. His mom passed away. It's like, I'm not making no maghfirat. She's forgiven. Like, you can't have a person who spent the whole life as a good person, spent all the children are ulama and not be forgiven. If it's not forgiven, who's forgiven? Yes, I mean, like very few percent is forgiven. Obviously, if you do dua, if you do istighfar and they're already forgiven, Allah will raise the status. But I'm just saying it like like husnul dhan is done. Maghfoor, it has to be maghfoor. Yes, you have people now, your uncles, your aunts, your elder people, your grandparents. They spend their whole life and never once did they prostrate before an idol. They never raised their hands before anybody but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They perform Hajj, they perform Umrah, they gave zakat, they fast Ramadan. Inshallah we have very strong ummah in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Allah is Kareem, He is definitely Jannah inshallah. Yes, so you should have husnul dhan billah. have husnul dhan billah, you have that ihtisab, that inshallah Allah will reward us. And even the small little things here and there, that's why we get sick. The small little mistakes that we make, we get sick. Somebody has illness, somebody has difficulty, a bit of hardship, a bit of problem, that's why for all of these things. But not ghurur. What's ghurur mean? You don't do the amal and say inshallah Allah forgive me. That's ghurur. وَلَا يَغُرَّنَّكُمْ بِاللَّهِ الْغُرُورِ. Gharur. Do not let the gharur, do not let shaitan, a big deceiver, don't let him deceive you. And when you have a'mal, so you have two things. One is you have the hope that we are doing the best to try to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to accept this and forgive this. But then we have that fear. Amanu, yes, we have iman, but the iman remains, something happens in our life and we slip. That's the scary part. We're worried about that. And amal salihat, we're doing amal salihat suratan. There is always some shortcoming in our salah, in our zakah, in our hajj, in our umrah. But we have husnul zan billah, that ya Allah, you're so kareem. We said, nah, when we were little kids, when you come home, mommy, then drawing, and there's come kind of crayon scribbles. But the mom say, oh, mashallah, very good. No? So say, yeah, like my mom does this to me, my dad does this to me. They say, oh, very good paint, they put it on the fridge, and it's useless. So yeah, Allah, my amal, just like my crayon, my crayon drawing. If my mom accepts it, they're a human being. Your dad accepts it, puts it on the fridge. Yeah, Allah, you accept our amal, put it in the fridge as well, and you give us Jannah, inshallah. So you have husnul zan billah. And to have su'ul zan is also not a good thing. So you have khawf, that there's always a worry that Allah is azim, He's great, His rights are so much. But to have this, like su'ul zan, that Allah's going to throw me in Jahannam. My amal will never be accepted. Why not? If Allah said, I bring you to the Kaaba, I brought you to do tawaf, I brought you for umrah, why? Inshallah it's accepted. And there's one person, I can't remember the name, he said when he was dying, people were trying to like give him solace and like console him that Allah will have mercy. He said basically Mujahid Rawadiya, leave all of thing. Allah is not like you. I fasted for 60 years. Allah is going to forgive my sins. Allah didn't give me tawfiq to fast for 60 years for no reason. But Allah gives a tawfiq, inshallah. Hopefully it's not, but Allah is very kareem, He's very kind. We have husnul zan Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah gives the tawfiq to read Quran because the first Quran was accepted. Allah gives tawfiq to perform umrah because the first umrah was accepted. Allah called you to His bayt. Allah called you to Medina Munawwara. Allah made your children hafiz. Yes? If you make your child a hafiz, is there any doubt in your iman? No? If you say, I want my child to become a hafiz, if you're not a believer, you're wasting your time. Why are you wasting your time? What's the point of becoming a hafiz? Why are you memorizing a book? You don't understand. What's the point? It's useless. Without iman, this is useless. If a parent doesn't have this yaqeen, 100% yaqeen in this book of Allah, so any person who's a hafiz, their parents are 100% believers. Without doubt. Why? Why would you make your son, why would you pay fees, make them spend hours every day memorizing a language that they don't know and they don't understand? The only reason we do that is that you have to be a believer. So anybody makes a child a hafiz, I think inshallah, the yaqeen, the rahmah of Allah, that person will go Jannah definitely. But why do you make your son a hafiz? It makes no sense. And even a bit further as well, a bit longer today. Sometimes we have to have more faith than we actually, more hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I say every person who, when my mum passed away, every person, and even today, everybody who's got to Jannah Salah, why you go to Jannah Salah? Why? Because there's something beyond this world. You believe in Allah, you believe in the hereafter. So everybody will say, MashaAllah, Imam passed away in Medina. Why? That means the person is 100% believer and he loves Allah, and he loves His Rasul. Why? What's the difference between Medina and Manchester? What's the difference? There's no difference. Manchester's got nice green grass, Medina Munawwara is desert. I'm just saying this, don't quote me in this, but why? What's the difference? The only difference that's better is because the Prophet told us it's better. If you didn't have yaqeen on this, you wouldn't have said, oh mashallah, you said, oh, so hard, dear, foreign country, we can't see her grave. Not a single person said this. Why? Because they have yaqeen that the Prophet ﷺ has said that Medina is the best of lands. It's a desert land. But we believe in this, that's why everybody's happy. That means that they 100% believe, but not a single person have anything. So sometimes we don't have ghurur. That this just commit sin left, right and center and say, oh, Allah's Ghafur Rahim. That's ghurur. And ihtisab is, and that you're doing something, I love Allah and I'm doing it for Allah and Allah's going to reward me. So sometimes you have the balance, or sometimes people have, that have like I do tawbah, is that accepted? Allah said tawbah, I accept tawbah. You made a mistake, Allah said I made a mistake, forgive. Tawbah is accepted. You do amal, inshallah, you do istighfar, after astaghfirullah, Allah perform salah, astaghfirullah. It wasn't the way it's supposed to be, I know that, but ya Allah, I took my time, I didn't wudu, I performed salah. You can't be munafiq if you do wudu. If you do wudu, you're not munafiq, are you? You say, I've got wudu. If you were scared of somebody, if you come to the masjid, nobody's forcing you to come to the masjid, you say, I've got wudu from home. You go and do wudu. If you pass when does anybody know? When you go and do wudu, you have yaqeen Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What do you have yaqeen of? You have faith that Allah is alimun bi dhati sudur. Allah knows everything. That's why you said, oh, Allah knows I don't have wudu. That's why you're going to do wudu. If they say, I have wudu from Fajr. Nobody's going to know. Nobody texts. So you're going to do wudu the sign that you're a believer. You believe that Allah knows everything. You believe that I will have hisab on this salah. Yes. So again, don't get into ghurur, but sometimes abshir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very kind. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very, very merciful. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our deeds, inshallah. And all the shortcomings, inshallah, Allah will overlook them. So inshallah, may I make dua that she's my teacher, his mom, she's already forgiven, inshallah. Yes? I make that Allah elevate her status. And those who are left behind, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them sabr. And Allah ta'ala make them a means of sadaqah jariyah for their mom and their grandmom. Wa akhir da'wan alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.